in the bathtub when I still had to write my nightly update. I'd be already passed out. A couple times I fell asleep with my shoes still on. One night I was face down in the bed. You don't plan these things.
I bet. One of the last questions I have for you is what are your favorite things that you saw or person that you talked to? What was one of your favorite events that you did on your journey?
Well, my mom read me mythology when I was a kid, and so I've got this whole thing about fantasy. So you might think of dragons and things like that. Well, I got to see a fire-breathing dragon. So I thought that was pretty cool. Matter of fact, it's in Vandalia, Illinois.
Oh, wow. It's in Illinois.
It's a big metal sculpture, and it's hooked up to propane, and it's got some kind of ignition, and it breathes fire. So that was really cool.
Oh, wow.
There was a man in St. Louis that he's got a story that is just solid gold. And so people would tell me, "Oh man, Steve, your inspiration," and this guy was my inspiration. This is the guy that he was a soldier in Iraq. He got hurt by a roadside bomb. He lost most of the right hemisphere of his brain. That meant that the left side of his body wasn't having any kind of controls anymore. He had to learn how to walk. He had to learn how to talk. He learn how to eat and drink. And that was half a brain. And, you know, when you're talking to this guy, it's one thing to hear about that kind of story. It's another thing to actually see it in person and to communicate with this person and hear all the gritty details. And you're just like, wow, this dude is freaking awesome.
The other question I wanted to ask you is, how are things changing with the whole COVID-19 situation? What are your plans after this is over? Are you going to resume your walk, or this is a crazy situation right now? I'm sure you didn't expect it. No one did.
Yeah, so like you were saying, so what's your day like? Well, you couldn't plan for suddenly services to be dried up. People no longer want to go out and be in a meeting and talk to you. I was at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and I'm a retired Army NCO, and it was probably the last day that they had any kind of person come on base, because right after that they pretty much closed up the base. I had to, the last day I was walking, you could not go into restaurants anymore.
Yeah.
So here I am in the rain with a backpack on, jumping up and down in the Dairy Queen drive-thru, trying to activate the sensor. It wouldn't activate. I'm not that heavy, not anything with my backpack. I had to go up to the window, order something, and then try and sit and eat it. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that does.
So I went to the Kentucky-Tennessee border, just north of Nashville, and that's where I paused my walk. So the reason why I say pause is because I do intend on going back. Matter of fact, I've already bought plane tickets. I don't know if I'll be able to go on from that flight because things are continuing to change, but my intention at this point is to continue with the walk on 1 May.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, and I've taken the time that I have right now to kind of change things up. So I was planning on doing 30 miles a day. Now I'm planning on doing 20 miles a day because it allows me more interaction time with people.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time built in for interviews. And what do I do when someone presents me with something that's more than a 5-minute conversation? Do I just turn them away? No, I make sure that I make time for them.
Yeah.
But then that by the end of the day, I'm just completely spent and I'm ready to just collapse.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, one of the days I was so spent that I got into the hotel room and I could not figure out which bed, because there were 2 queen beds, which bed to put my backpack on. I was literally that dumb at that point. I was just brain dead, just like, and the way I figured it out, I knew that it was going to take too long for me to figure out which bed to put my bag on, so I just sat down. And I was like, I don't want to lay down next to my bag. I'm going to put my bag on the other bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was literally that mentally drained.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do intend on continuing to walk. Right now, I don't know when I'm going to be able to, but I'm planning on the 1st of May. I'm playing by ear.
Yeah.
But I've gotten some feedback on my website. Matter of fact, yesterday I got some feedback that said, hey, your website kind of sucks. It may have some good information, but as far as being updated and providing timely, relevant information, it's not that good. So I'm rewriting things for that, and so before I begin, that will be fixed and updated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I wanted to ask you, for people that are here just watching this live today, or people who will watch the video later, what can they do to help veterans with PTSD that maybe I haven't informed them about yet, that you can give them an idea for that?
Well, the number one thing is to just talk.
Yeah.
There's a lot of myths out there. I think the worst one is that only people with weak minds get PTSD. Mm-hmm. And generally the people that are saying those things have no idea, have no concept of how PTSD happens or who it occurs. They really have no idea what the hell they're saying.
Yeah.
So the number one thing is I want people to talk about it. And when you're having a conversation, you'll be able to use your own BS filter and figure out, okay, that's a load of crap, or you know what, that's a great idea. I'm definitely going to remember that. Mm-hmm. And so I think if people talk about it, remember, I'm trying to start a national discussion or a national conversation about this. So that's the number one thing I want.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you so much. This is obviously top. That was all the questions I had for you. This is an extremely important topic. It's something very close to my heart, and I'm really sad. I was planning on going down to Nashville to visit you, but unfortunately, due to no traveling right now, that was not possible. So thank you so much for doing this interview here with me today. I'm hoping that several people can watch it, become more informed, follow you on your journey. Steve Meyers, everyone, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Mom, just hit that end button. Nope. There.